Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of our adventures here on Manifold. Last time, we didn't have enough time to start working on the furnace array, but as promised, that is the first thing that we are going to work on today. So let's head over there. I spent a little bit of time in a creative world building up the furnace array with 10 furnaces. So Ilmango has a furnace array design with 23 furnaces that's perfect. So by perfect, it takes in the items, spreads one item to each of the 23 furnaces, loads them in, and it does that every 10 seconds, which is how long it takes to smelt an item. So there's always one item, and as soon as the first item is done smelting, that same tick, the next item goes in. So I had to take that and sort of adapt it to only 10 furnaces because since there's only 10, the time delays are a little bit different. But it does almost the same thing. I couldn't get it quite perfect, but it's close to perfect. And so basically the second item comes in a little bit before the first item is done. And it won't break unless you basically leave it running for a day or something. So should be fine. Yeah, let's get all the stuff needed for that. You can see I have the 10 furnaces here, but fortunately I need a lot more hoppers and chests and all that stuff. So let's go ahead and build that up. So I've created a schematic using Lightmatica for what I'm planning to build and aligned it with the current chest output of the farm. So you can see that most of it is going to be underground and require some digging. So I need to definitely dig out all the space required for this. So let's go ahead and start digging stuff out and come back once we have that all dug. So I've finished digging out everything, or mostly everything. Some of this doesn't need to be digged out. Some of this doesn't need to be dug out because in the schematic it's just air, but the schematic still tells you it's wrong because it thinks air blocks should be there when in reality it doesn't really matter. So with that, let's go ahead and start building this. I also went and gathered materials, so we should be good on materials for now. with that, I think it is all finished. I built it up using the schematic, and I believe everything should be in the correct place. There's not much that can really go wrong, like with flying machines where I would have to rebuild it. Everything sort of sits in place. The worst thing that could happen is just stuff gets stuck in a hopper and I can just take it out. But in the end, it's more about just making sure that it doesn't back up. So this is the output chest here after everything's been smelted. The fuel has already filled up in the furnace through this hopper. So we'll get stuff going in there. And this is the input chest, which will go down and flow into these hoppers, which, since the bottom hoppers will be locked, they'll flow through, and then once it reaches the end, this circuit here will lock all the top hoppers, unlock the bottom hoppers, so that all the items, all the single items in each hopper, one in each hopper, will flow down into the furnaces all at the same time. They'll all light up, and they'll smelt all their items, and then 10 seconds later, this will allow things to flow through again and flow down. So it should, well, yeah, it should, it should hopefully all work. Let me go get some, well, do I have some sand here? I don't think so. Well, let's just smelt this cobblestone. So if I put a stack of cobblestone in the chest, you see it starts filling through. Go down here in a little bit, we should see all of them light up at the same time using the bamboo to smelt. And you'll see right about once the arrow gets there, you'll see a second cobblestone pop in, and then you saw the two pop up, and then immediately this first one was done smelting, and so it finished. And you'll see it again here. The two will pop up. So it's almost perfect. The second cobblestone will go in right before the first cobblestone, and over time that will compound. So the issue is you don't want the furnace to fill up, but of course it'll take forever for it to get that backlogged and 64 items to be in the furnace, and then this system will fail. But I had to use a ton of repeaters to get the correct delay. I figured there's probably a lot simpler ways to do this, but I was considering using a hopper clock or like a hopper pulse extender in order to extend the pulse. But the issue was the pulse needs to reset faster than the actual length of the pulse. And so I didn't know how I could do that using a hopper pulse extender, because all the hoppers have to flow back into the original hopper in order to reset the pulse extender, which means it takes longer to reset than the actual length of the pulse. But here, the length of the pulse had to be longer than the time to reset the pulse extender. So I just used a repeater line that would go into this sort of infinite pulse extender here and disable this comparator here. So it looks like it's all done. We got 64 stone. So it seems like it's working. So, and of course, it just takes more fuel from there. So it's never going to run out of fuel unless we don't run this thing. So let me make sure this staircase is still here. And it looks like this is built up, so we can go ahead and run this again. And of course, there go my frames. Don't look at that. Server seems to handle all those entities pretty well, actually, so that's good. I'm thinking of building up a wall above this line of redstone here so that it'll fall back down rather than getting pushed out. It's very nice that we have this super smelter all built. It was it went a lot quicker than I was expecting just to build this thing. I don't know what I was expecting. I mean, I knew I had all the materials, and it's just, I mean, you can see it's pretty compact. I mean, it's more long than anything, and even that's just placing down a bunch of the same items. It's not super complex, but yeah, I wanted to dig this part in front out so that there's a more sort of accessible accessible way to get out your items, of course, and make this sort of look nicer, I think. I don't want this to just be a functional thing, but I'd like it to be cosmetic or whatever. So we'll try and make this look nicer in the future. But for now, I'll have to put a pause on that. So this is another thing off our list, I believe. Yep, furnace array was one of the items that we had on our to-do list, and we were already making good progress on this. So we can get rid of that. Of course, as with most things in the future, we may build a bigger and better furnace array. But for now, we have our basic furnaces here. If I just need to smelt a few things real quick, put it in here. If I need to smelt, a couple stacks of sand, maybe go over there and it'll go a bit faster. But it feels good to have another item off our list. So I know I said that I wanted to work on the design of the furnace array a little bit later, or the decoration on the outside, but I changed my mind and I wanted to work on that right now. So I'm going to show you a quick time lapse of me working on the decoration of the furnace array. So here we go. So we are all finished with the design of the furnace array. Let me show you inside. So we have these soul lanterns around everywhere to give a little more light and just little ambience to the area. I feel like it still needs something a little more. I decided to use nether brick just because we had a lot of netherrack that, well, I could smelt using this furnace array and then craft into nether brick stairs, and nether brick slabs and all that. So we have some carpets with glowstone under it to sort of give light just so mobs don't spawn in here. But it serves its purpose. We have all our furnaces that are easy to access, the output chest, and of course upstairs we have the input chest. And it looks a little weird from the top. We have just a sort of flat roof and everything. I wasn't too sure what I should do with that. We also have all the redstone up here uncovered. I would like to, at some point, cover this up and maybe make it look nice. Another change that you may have noticed is I changed the way that this gets activated. So there's an observer here, which will, when that single bamboo grows up and activates the observer, then it will send the flying machine off and collect the bamboo. I also have this manual button here to send the flying machine out. So if I was to click that, you can see that will send the flying machine off. And additionally, I put some extra, my frames are dying here. I added some glass and glazed terracotta here so that there shouldn't be any bamboo able to be pushed back out. So when this comes back, you can see before there's a bunch of bamboo getting flung out. Now the only bamboo that gets pushed should be pushed on top of these hoppers well, they would get pushed into these hoppers and then loaded into the hopper mine carts, so we wouldn't be able to see it anymore. But you can see it's working as usual, flowing into these chests here, and we have quite a bit of bamboo here. So we have everything that's in these chests, plus, well, the fuel chest or the fuel hoppers are below it. So we have 5 stacks of bamboo in a hopper below, and then another stack that's preloaded into the furnace. So we have 6 stacks plus what's in each of these chests. Oh, some of the chests have a lot more than the others. That's interesting. I'm not sure why that would be. Why one side would grow more than the other. But anyway, this is all finished and working. So if we need to smelt anything or smelt a lot of things, we can just go ahead and bring that here. And it's all working for us. I also built some more roads leading to here and back to our base. So it goes over the water here, some nice wood, and then these stone brick tunnels with lanterns. And it just connects up some spots in our base. So last time we built a path over by the, well, you can't see it from here, but where is it? There it is. We built a path leading to that nether portal and into the ravine right over here. So maybe we can connect up the road more. I want to plan to continue this tunnel in this direction here just to connect it up to other spots around our base. But yeah, I also got a horse. He has a lot of health, but I don't think he's super fast. I haven't timed him or anything. But yeah, making some nice progress in terms of visual elements. Of course, our actual base still, this area at least doesn't really look super nice. I don't think this looks too bad here, but here isn't finished as well. But oh yeah, let me show you guys up there. I added a small nether wart farm just to get some nether warts for crafting potions and the like. This is probably more than we'd actually need, but you know, it's never hurts to just have extras or whatever. Well, that is all we have time for today. Thank you so much everyone for watching. Be sure to like the video if you think I earned it, and subscribe to the channel to see more contents from Manifold. Thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Take care.